Steel boots stomping, crashing the floor. Two wild Yinzers kicking through the door. Loud like a jag off at a Penske fight. Brace yourself, this ride ain't polite. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. From the bug with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Rivers collide where the laughs always flow. Black and gold thunder everywhere they go. The madcap kings breaking every mold. With two Dum Yinzers, the stories don't get old. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice.
Hey, Finch, remember that time you ate that box of nerds out of that girl's butthole?
Which time?
Good morning, everybody.
Hell yeah, brother.
Good morning.
Hell
Welcome
yeah,
back to
brother.
the show. This is episode 775 of the Two Dum Yinzers. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'd like to say good morning to my man, Finch. Finch in the house today. How you doing today, brother?
Good morning. Doing well, feeling good, ready to talk.
I can't imagine there's anything to talk about today, but we will get into something for sure. Michael, how you be?
I'm fired up, brother. Vanilla Thunder's fired up. Mike's fired up. We're all fired up over here, brother. I'm excited.
I've known for some time you needed some mental health, help, but you were certainly proving it now.
Hey, man.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Finch. Morning, Finch.
Morning.
TJ on the board. Tortilla on the board. Tortilla. Well, I see the TJ's initials, of course.
Baby. I know.
His initials, of course, are TJ.
Yeah.
So, good morning to Tortilla on the board. My mistake, my friend. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to this Friday installment of the show. A couple of things I want to get into before we start talking about football. Of course, Mike, the big "Do you have what it takes to become the new Dum Yinzer" contest is almost. The time is almost up to put your name in the hat if you want to be, or you think you have what it takes to become the new Dum Yinzer. Just go right over to Finch is showing there to our go to your email, type in 2dumyinzers@gmail.com. That is with the word two, TWODUMYINZERS at Gmail. The deadline is today, all the way through today. You can enter your name in. All you got to do is go over. Send an email to us with your name and your contact information. We will text you, and that is how we'll communicate. And if all else fails, then we will the backbone will certainly be the email. And if you have issues with your texting or whatever, we could always communicate via email. So that's why we're having you do it that way. So today is the last day. Everybody, do put in your name if you want to try to become the new Dum Yinzer. Everybody in the new, do you have what it takes to become the new Dum Yinzer contest? Guys, again, today is the deadline. Get your name in, and we will be getting into that real soon. Good morning, everybody on the board. Good morning to Jennifer. Good morning to P. Good morning. Oh, man. Shane Gillis on the ESPYs the other night. Did anybody catch? No, I didn't catch this. I didn't catch this. It's kind of controversial. Some people say it's cringe. Some people say it was great. Finch, you look like you've seen the Shane Gillis on the ESPYs. What's the big stink about right now?
There was a few things he said that could be taken offensively. The big one was that he mentioned two big ones. One, they both had to do with WNBA. He mentioned something about Caitlin Clark, excuse me. He said that whenever she'll get a job at Waffle House so she can continue fighting black women, I think was the line he made.
That's your favorite pastime.
Which, in context, I thought was a funny joke, but I can understand why some people were kind of turned off by that, especially maybe African-American women. I can get that. Okay, that one I get. The other one, though, was awesome. He had a woman in the audience, a very nice-looking black woman who looked like she could be a professional athlete, and he said, 4-time league MVP, and he named a player. I'm sorry, the name escapes me. And The camera shows her, and he goes, I'm just kidding. That's so-and-so. She's a friend of mine. You all don't know what WNBA players look like. Which was spot on, by the way. I would have had no idea who that was.
Yeah.
I would imagine most people watching the ESPYs, not necessarily most people watching the ESPYs probably don't know who that particular person was, which is hilarious because that's the sports program. You're supposed to be into sports. Shane nailed it. I thought it was funny. Once again, the one joke was a controversial. I understand maybe why some people were turned off, but yeah, it was good.
The guy, he's one of these guys. You either like him or you don't. He tells good jokes, and if you like listen, it just depends on your liking, because a lot of people love Shane Gillis. I mean, they love Shane Gillis. I've seen his work, quite a few times. I think his jokes are funny. It just depends on what kind of person you are. And you know what? If you don't like the jokes, don't watch them. That's what it always comes back to for me. At the end of the day, I like good jokes. If it's about white people, I like a good joke. If it's about black people, I like a good joke. If it's about Mexican, whatever, it's a joke. It's a effing joke. And if you don't like it, then I really don't know what to say. Go on with your life. Let other people laugh every once in a while.
Right.
Don't spoil everybody else's life because you're a Debbie Downer.
Right.
Like Shane Gillis's comedy. Sorry. I always think that he's funny. I think he writes hilarious jokes. And, he's going to be a name you're going to hear for quite some time. So get used to him, I guess. Shane Gillis, again, I did not see the performance of the ESPYs the other night. I do want to go back and watch because I heard it was hilarious, and I will be doing so.
Yeah, not every single joke hit, but most of them were pretty good. It was funny. He was funny. I thought it was a pretty good little thing. And he also did a nice little tribute at the end to Norm Macdonald. Norm Macdonald did a controversial joke 30 years ago on the ESPYs where he made a mention of O.J. Simpson. And that was when Charles Woodson won the Heisman Trophy.
Okay.
And basically he said, Charles Woodson, nobody can take that away from you. The first defensive player to ever win the Heisman, nobody can take that away from you unless you kill your wife and a waiter. That's the joke.
Right.
Shane said, he come out at the very end. He says, I'm going to close with a tribute to the late, great Norm Macdonald, who I love. I love Norm. And he says, Travis Henry, second defensive player ever to win the Heisman. They'll never take that away from you unless you kill your wife and a waiter. And the place just kind of crickets.
I know.
Yeah, whatever. I thought it was a funny joke, and it was on point. So
I just, things are so weird nowadays. I said something the other day to my son, my youngest son, and I used the word retard. And he looks at me, he's like, Dad, we shouldn't say that. I'm like, why? Why don't we say it? And it didn't even dawn on me. I wasn't being, being a dick. I just thought, why?
Right.
And then it hit me, people nowadays.
I think, just not to get too, into the social issues that surround us today, but just one thing to comment on what you just mentioned there. It's one thing to have a private conversation with family or friends.
Right.
And I'm not saying that you should say hateful things, but to say things in a way that come across like jokingly or funny or whatever, that's not offensive to you or probably isn't offensive to 95% of the population. That's one thing. It's okay to have private conversations with your friends. Now, if we came on here and made certain jokes, in the public eye, that's a completely different ball game, and people just don't understand.
It's in my opinion, though, it's not, because if you don't like it, turn it off.
That's true too. They have that option.
I have no gun against anybody's head. I've never really set out to be like anybody else. I'm going to say what I'm going to say. You know, if I say retard and somebody's offended, I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is. But I do thank everybody that does tune in daily on this show. We greatly appreciate of you. And I think everybody that tunes in tends to like retard jokes. So we're going to continue to say the retard jokes on the show and many, many more. But again, that's just, again, we're from a different time. It's a different time.
Oh, yeah, brother.
You're from the same time, Mike, and it's just different nowadays. And a good example, guys, and I promise you we're going to get into some stuff here. I get into watching these reaction videos on YouTube. I'm a big fan. And why I like watching them, I like going back and watching them, younger people, talk about the songs from when I was a kid. And my big kick lately is Jump Around by House of Pain.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's younger black kids that are watching it because it's rap, and they're like, you know, what is this? And so many times, you know, a lot of these kids come in and they stop the video almost instantly. Like, I had no idea this song was made by white guys. You know, they see the House of Pain come out, and I don't know. I dig it. Listen, I don't get offended by shit. I think it's fun, the reactions that they get from our time, the way they stop their video and say, oh my God, you can't say that, or oh my God, things are so different. Oh my God, the dance floors must have been bumping back in the day. Those kind of things are a lot of fun for me. And one thing I also realized, I think I might be a black guy on the inside, because I agree with like damn near everything all these black people are saying on these videos. I'm sitting there going, yeah, man. And I'm like, I'm developing this relationship with these people. So I go and I watch their next video and their next video. And then it's this whole rabbit hole of videos I end up watching. It takes me about 8 hours, you know, the valuable things I do with my time. But I do. It's like everybody, me and the black people, we agree on everything. I don't know. I have no explanation for that. It is what it is. We like the same music. We always have. I wasn't a rock guy as a kid. I wasn't a metal guy. I loved rap. I grew up on rap.
Except for Motley Crue.
Well, you're right. My dad took me to Motley Crue when I was 9.
You're a big Crue guy, yeah.
He took me to Motley Crue when I was 9. I seen titties. The ladies in front of us were pulling up their shirts and shit. It was something. But I grew up on rap music. And again, I tend to agree with more of what people that like rap say when it comes to music. But I got older and got into the workforce, and you got the WDVE at every single workplace.
Every single place.
You know, you've heard every rock song 10 million times. So, I mean, by default, I like a lot of that music as well. But as I said, when it comes back to it, I'm watching these reaction videos. I think I'm a black guy on the inside. I really do. I'm not saying
you might be a black man on the inside, but you're
definitely not one on the outside.
Below the belt.
Below the belt, baby. Southern Hemisphere.
Like, you ain't Vanilla Thunder. You're Vanilla Lightning Bolt down there.
Yes, exactly. Below the equator is not good news here. I'm telling you right now. But there you go. Let's get into it, guys. Check out. Hey, you want to see my new segment, Finch? This is my new Pittsburgh Pirates segment.
Yes,
I changed it up as of yesterday. Guys, hang tight. This is gonna be interesting. If you love the Pirates, here we go. Pirates back at it today. They host the Chicago White Sox at 6:40. This is game 1 of 3. Bailey Falter will be facing off against Jonathan Cannon. Bailey comes in with a 6-4 record, 3.79 ERA, and 59 strikeouts on the season. Through the rest of the weekend, Mike Burrows and Andrew Haney will be pitching for the Pirates. The Pirates are 39-58 coming into this game. And that is it for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Let's get into football. Everybody, let's get into what's important. This is how we're going to handle the Pirates from now on until they get their shit together. So
there we go.
Oh, should have played that in the background.
Yeah.
Go ahead, run through it one more time, buddy.
No.
All right.
Or not, whatever.
Pirates back at it today. I got to be honest with you guys. The Pittsburgh Pirates, as bad as they are, they have more wins than a lot of teams in the majors against teams over 500, especially the Cleveland Guardians. Derpy, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, man. Always glad to see Derpy on the board. Everybody, Derpy's back.
Derpy.
Boom. Boom.
All right. That's it for the Pirates for me, guys. Let's get into it. Let's hop on the board. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, P. Good morning, Tortilla. Good morning, Jen. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Corey on the board. My man. All right. It's going to start off a little something like this. P says, can always talk about the Pablo Torres story that is upending the Players Union.
Ooh, yeah. That's
what is that? What's the come on, Mike? Fill me in.
A big old collusion scandal. They were found that the owners did collude when who was it? Was it Lamar Jackson's contract and all that stuff? Like the teams colluded to keep his or guaranteed contracts from Deshaun Watson. The owners were talking back and forth like, oh, we better make sure that this does not happen again. So they colluded to make sure big guaranteed contracts won't happen again. Yes, you're all in the NFL, but you're 32 different entities competing against each other. You're not supposed to be colluding for contracts. And then the NFL and the NFL's Players Association swept it under the rug. Like this, it should be a huge scandal covered on every major network on it. But no one's talking about it. Like, you're really the only person talking about it, like you said, was Pablo Torre, who I think worked for Dan Le Batard. That's about it. No big major network is covering it because no one wants to upset the golden goose. If I was the players union, I would be screaming from high heaven of like, why are you doing this? Guaranteed contracts are what we need or what we want, or partially guaranteed contracts in the league is doing everything they can to sweep it under the rug, and all their media partners as well are sweeping it under a rug. It should be a huge story.
Jen, I hope you got a lot of interest. I'm supposed to be working during this hour. That's a shame, Jen, but we do appreciate that. Thank you. I believe it's going to be a lot of fun. You never know what the future may hold, so I do appreciate that. You see the way I just swept that story under the rug that Mike just told? Corey says, I'm happy about the TJ signing his extension, but I'm left wondering what we're going to do about wide receiver 2 because we can't ignore that spot again this year. I agree with you, Corey. We'll get into that in just a second. I couldn't agree more, actually. Tortilla says, I love Shane Gillis. P says, he was funny, actually. Wrong crowd. I can't wait to watch it because I do like him. There's just funny people, and he's a funny person, and you know what? He makes me laugh. I don't know.
And he's sensible. He's a sensible guy in his comedy. Like when he talks and he makes jokes, it's like it's relatable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the most part.
He says he was funny, just wrong crowd. Tortilla says the Epstein joke was funny. Yeah, see, I mean, there's all kind of funny things in this, and that's the thing. If you can't take modern day events and then laugh about them, otherwise you're gonna sit around and be pissed about them. You have a choice. You have a choice. The choice is yours.
Like this whole the whole thing was overblown too. People were laughing. I don't know where the whole controversy came from. I watched his monologues and stuff. People were laughing, but like they said, it's the wrong crowd. The SP crowd, they did the same thing to Norm Macdonald. They're not used to that type of humor. They're not used to being the butt of the joke. So it's like they didn't know how to take it. I don't think there was a big controversy. I thought the stuff was
that's
funny.
Exactly what
people
said. Yeah.
were chuckling. So I'm sorry. Yeah, I had to run out for a minute or two. I'm sorry. I didn't catch all that. But yeah.
P says Epstein joke was fire. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it all today. Jen says I agree. Corey, safety 2, one's injury history, and I'm not really sold on one Thornhill. I'm not. P says that was the closer. Funny, even though everyone knows the cartel kills those people. P also says OJ paying for that habit. Jen says, right, just like when I wear my swimsuit at the beach, don't like it, don't look. And Mike and his Speedos, exactly. Mike and his
Hell
Speedos.
Yeah, brother.
Believe me, nobody likes it.
Brother.
But you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I was the victim. I was the victim of racism in high school, and I went to an all-white high school because I did, Finch. I mean, you're looking at me weird, but
you told me this before.
I did.
You gonna say listen?
No. Listen, no, I identified more with listen, with black people. I did. I like black music. I dressed. I didn't dress like all the rest of the white kids. And believe me, I was called the N-word a lot more than there are black people that are called this word in their lifetime. Believe me, in an all-white school. We'll get into them stories someday, man. Yeah,
they can get away with throwing it around there and not getting punched in the mouth.
Right.
You couldn't do that where I went to school. You would have got killed.
And it was because you didn't. Because I had a different opinion. I seen things different than people did.
What's funny in my school, dude, there was 10 guys like you for every guy like me.
I know. Believe I'm very familiar with their school. Matter of fact, I worked about a block from your school for about 20 years.
Yeah, right. Your kid went to school there, right? Yeah.
I know a lot of guys that you went to school with. And, but in my school, it was a lot different.
It's wild how 10 miles away it could be a completely different place, really. I mean, it's not even that far, really.
Yeah.
Wow.
Believe me, if my skin was a different color, I could have had believe me, I could have had some kind of lawsuits and shit. These people were fucked up. That's all I got to tell you.
Yeah, I believe it, man.
And then when there's nobody else around that would defend my my argument, it's tough. But anyway, long time ago, we'll get into them stories someday. Let's get back onto the board. John, my man, John, what's going on, brother? He says, I look good on the beach when I stand on my hands. Corey also Corey also replies and says, Justin Simmons will be cheap too. It will be cheap to get if we do, but we have great corners now, so I'm not worried as much about safety. I'm worried about having a successful offense. TJ's $123 million will mean something finally. John says Ryan was the first white boy, right? You wouldn't believe what went down in the school. You wouldn't. I mean, you probably have an idea, but you wouldn't believe what I went through as a kid. Just to be a little different. I don't know. It's effed up. Let's see. Tortilla says I like Julian Blackmon. You know what? Julian Blackmon, somebody that you mentioned, like from Indianapolis, the safety, which at this point I wouldn't be against. At this point, I wouldn't be against that at all. Because if you have, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I wouldn't either. Like Blackmon, Justin Simmons, I think they would fit in well back. Either one would be all right back there. Yeah, Jordan Whitehead as well. Yeah, any of those three guys, I wouldn't have a problem with.
And Eptweed did say earlier in the show, Jordan Whitehead has been in town. Matter of fact, we went to the same high school. The thing about that was there was two schools that merged about 15 years after I graduated. It was mine and another school. And by the time Jordan was in high school, it would have been a different story. When I was there, believe me, it was a KKK rally at times, it seemed like. But Jordan Whitehead, who did graduate from my high school eventually, Central Valley High School, the merged high school, he has been in town this week with the team while they're doing conditioning, getting ready for their up-and-coming high school football season. Jordan Whitehead in town. I just wanted to throw that out there. I mean, he's from here. He could be home visiting family. But we do need a safety, and we are shopping around, and I noticed Jordan Whitehead is here in town. I just wanted to throw that out there. So, don't run with it, but it is what it is. Good morning to Aaron on the board. Aaron J, my man. He says, here we go, Steelers. Tortilla says, I keep seeing comments about TJ being injury prone, and that's just not true at all. He missed a few key games, but in his career, he only missed 11 games and played 121, going 79-40-2 without 1-10 overall. And you know what? You're right. And everything that we've been saying and complaining about and bitching about is actually just being magnified by a million. Because, Mike, everything that we've said and complained about why maybe we shouldn't sign Water, why we would be okay with them trading, you know what? At the end of the day, it doesn't make any sense because, okay, he didn't have the greatest stats in the few given opportunities in the playoffs. But besides for this, Mike, he is the best in every other number at that position that you could possibly imagine. So take your pick. I mean, you could have a guy who plays good all the time and has coughed up maybe a couple times, in these particular games, or have a guy who just isn't that good. You know what? I'll take what we have. Again, there's no player in the league that's not a quarterback that ever made more money than this gentleman. I'm happy he's on my team. But you know what? With this contract, he better have a great next 3 seasons. And that's the only way I guess we'll be complaining at the end of the road is if he kind of shits the bed over the next 3 years. But the money that he's making, Mike, again, coming off of last contract season, he tied the sack record of all time. I know Derpy, he kind of has a little different of opinion. We'll get them in just 1 second. But guys, again, here we go. The new contract, TJ Watt is signed as of yesterday. 3 years, $123 million. The deal includes $108 million fully guaranteed at the signing. Highest paid defender ever. Highest paid player that's not a quarterback ever. He's making just slightly more than Myles Garrett when it's all said and done, which I guess was ultimately we knew what he was trying to do. Guys, are we excited? Is it a moment of relief? Can we breathe a sigh of relief now? Me personally, I still think that there's work to do. We got camp starting in less than a week, but we do got TJ signed. So we called this. I said he'll be done by camp. He got it done by camp. Here it is. We're going into camp. 2 things. Safeties, wide receiver 2s. We'll certainly be getting into that shortly. But obviously today, the biggest story is the TJ Watt contract as of yesterday, guys. Your man. And Derpy, the thing about you were just about to get TJ Watt's face tattoo on your face like 2 years ago.
Yes.
Could you imagine? Can you imagine if you were walking around TJ Watt's tattoo on your face right now with the opinion that you have?
Well, it hasn't happened yet, so I mean.
Are you going to get it? Are you going to get the TJ Watt tattoo? If let's say we win the Super Bowl this year, will you still get that TJ Watt tattoo on your face?
Probably not.
Because he's a white guy, huh?
A hater. He's a hater, brother.
Man, I bet you if it was OJ Simpson, you'd get his tattoo.
No, he probably already has an OJ Simpson tattoo.
Finch,
Look what Mark said.
Mark says, "What power, motherfuckers? What effing power?" I love it. Good morning, Mark, on the board. Always great seeing Mark. Always great seeing Mark. Finch, let me start with you today. How do you feel? How do you feel about this TJ Watt? Were you excited? I mean, we all kind of knew what he was looking for. We knew what the deal was going to be if he got it. Here it is. It's a day after. We got camp less than a week. We got TJ locked in. We have a lot of things we accomplished this offseason. Finch, how you feeling today?
You nailed it. You said relief. That's how I feel. You know, it's the same feeling I had when we signed Aaron Rodgers a few weeks ago. Just happy the circus is over. Glad the conversation's done. If people want to have conversations about whether it was worth it and all that's fine. But the big thing is now camp next week, TJ will not be holding out. He'll be there. He'll be practicing. He'll be getting his head straight. He doesn't have to worry about this. Is he worth the money? I mean, you can argue, is any NFL player worth any amount of millions of dollars? You know, John mentions on the board there's about 15 QBs that are getting more cash than TJ. That means TJ is like the number 16th highest player in the NFL with a $108 million contract guaranteed. That's nuts. That's a lot of money in the NFL right now, going to a very few amount of guys. It's good though. I mean, you're glad to see that he's finally signed. Just get his head straight. Don't worry about cash. Go in there and worry about sacking quarterbacks and worry about conditioning, staying healthy, doing everything the right way.
Mike?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm happy like that he's here. If they would have traded him, all right, I would have understood why from the business aspect. But now that he's here, like Finch said, okay, that we don't have to worry about that anymore. The circus is over. And now when training camp starts, everyone is here. Everyone is under contract now, ready to go. They can install everything they need to now. They don't have to wait for Watt to get there to start installing the packages where he's moving around. So that's all taken care of. That's the hidden aspect right there. He's going to be there every step of the way now.
Yep.
So they can have what they want to do. They can do it right away. In the cap stuff, next year, Micah Parsons is probably going to end up making $42-43 million. TJ Hendricks down in Cincinnati is probably going to end up making Watt. So every year that goes by, Watt's contract is going to look better and better. And the cap hit percentage is not that big of a cap hit percentage of the total cap. I think it maxes out at like 13%.
Mike, does it seem like this is a high amount of money because this is a guy that doesn't touch the ball every single play? Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of times we could justify it being a quarterback because again, the game
running the thing,
lives and dies by this gentleman who touches the ball every single time. I mean, we look at the stat line a couple times last year. We talked about where TJ put zeros up the whole way across the board. There's never a chance where your quarterback is ever going to put zeros up across the board. The guy touches the ball every time, so people were never going to say, you know what, this is. There are going to be people who say it's too much money, but if you're talking football, there's people that are always going to say, well, you know what, this guy makes or breaks the game. I don't regret giving him this kind of money, but it's somebody like TJ, as I said, there could be 2-3 games in a row, as we've seen last year, where this person cannot show up on the score sheet. And so that's where a little bit of the debate comes in, where people say that's a lot to pay somebody that you might not see show up on the stat sheet for a couple weeks at a time.
Yeah, and that has to stop. You're now the highest paid non-quarterback. That stuff can't happen. You have to make an impact. And you may have made the impact in weeks 4, 5, and 6, but weeks 7 and 8 roll around and you don't make an impact. That doesn't. Those previous 3 weeks don't erase that. So you have to make an impact.
And he needs to make an impact in the fourth quarter of games. We need to see him less on the bench. Once again, we talked before it comes to the rest of the team around him also performing well, but we need to see more TJ on the field.
Yeah. Yeah. This training camp, he should be working on his cardio because he's off the field a decent amount. And it's funny though, you look at the stats, he's in snap breakdown, he's out there a whole hell of a lot more than it feels like, but it's some of those key plays or key drives, you're like, shit, man, where's Watt at? And he's out there sucking air. I get it because he is playing hard every snap, but I want him out there more. But I like the contract signing, but he can't have those games with the 0 sacks. But if he does have games like that, he has to do those weird little things like last year when I broke down when someone was saying that he did nothing that game. You got to get in the quarterback's lane. You got to, spy them at least if you're not getting to the quarterback. He has to make those type of plays, or if he's not getting into the backfield, disrupt the line of scrimmage so the play's affected in a way. It sucks it won't show up on the stat sheet, but you watch the film like, okay, this is what he's doing. This is smart veteran play. This is what you want from someone who realizes I'm having trouble beating my man. I'm going to do something to cause havoc out here, and that would be acceptable, but that even needs to be limited. Those types of games need to be limited. He has to average, I hate to say it, but he has to finish the year with at least 17 sacks. You got to have at least a sack a game.
Guys, this is how it breaks down. He is now, of course, we all know the highest paid non-quarterback in the league, TJ Watt, making $41 million over the next 3 years. Behind him is Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase, somebody who's a game breaker, this guy, the game is dictated by the way he plays football every week, not a quarterback, but Jamar Chase, guys, making slightly less than TJ Watt, $40.2 million. Number 3 on players who are not quarterbacks, Smiles Garrett. Smiles is getting $40 million, which puts him $1 million less than TJ's contract. Again, in big money terms, that's nothing. But at the end of the day, he wanted to make more, and he got that contract. He literally makes $1 million, which would change a lot of our lives. But in this situation, I wouldn't think so. Number 4 on this list is Danielle Hunter, Mike, who's making $35.6 million. He's been getting his hands on some quarterbacks a lot lately. I know in Minnesota, he was killing. Then he went down south. I believe he's in Houston now.
Yeah.
Nice player, nice defender. Don't have much bad to say about him. And then finally coming out, rounding off the fifth spot, Mike, on highest paid non-QBs in the league is Max Crosby with 35.5. Why all the pass rushers? I did see Jamar Chase in here, but why is that the next sexy position on the football field? Why is it not a wide receiver? Why is it not running backs? Why is it not anything? Cornerbacks, ball hawks in the secondary somewhere. Why is it, Mike, that the edge rusher, I guess you'll call it, you know what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
You can call it whatever you want. Why is that position so high in demand anymore? Again, these guys could go weeks without putting up one of their big numbers. Why are they the guy? I would think wide receivers who touch the ball often, especially in a passing league that we have now. It's not like it was when we were growing up. This is a passing league. To give more money to the guy on the other side of the ball rather than a wide receiver who, again, makes and breaks plays, games all the time. You pass the ball all the time. These guys catch passes like it's nothing. They move the ball down the field. They get their feet in position to catch the ball on the sideline. They get their head knocked off in the middle of the field. Again, why is it these rushers, Mike, are topping out the wide receivers in the NFL?
Sacks are sexy. It's it's the defense's version of a touchdown on a play, outside of a pick six, scoop a score, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, sacks are sexy. They're the big play on the defense. So those guys are getting those type of plays and like, okay, yeah, that's the thing. We want to get those sacks, but you get a sack on first, second down, teams can still convert on third down. Teams will go on fourth down. It's like, are you getting those sacks on third and fourth down? So for me, that's why sacks can be a little bit overblown stat, but writ large, man, sacks are king because you're setting the offense back. You're wrecking havoc on the front that should be disrupting the quarterback's rhythm, should be disrupting in the run game. So that's why these guys are getting that big money other than corners. And I think corners should be up there. I think wide receivers should be up there. Like people like Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, I know they're the 2 highest paid receivers. Like CD Lamb should be up there, highest paid. He's one of the best receivers in the league. Malik Neighbors should be breaking the bank when his contract comes up in a few years for the way, if his career goes the way his rookie year did and he develops. Those guys should be getting paid the big money out, not like the Myles Garrett, TJ Watts, and the Max Crosby's. I think their contracts should be lower. I think the receivers are playing a more important part of the game, Jamar Chase had 17 touchdowns last year, almost 1,800
17 touchdowns last year. That's what I'm saying. He's getting paid less than a guy that put up zeros in 3 of the last 5 most important games of the year. That's what I'm saying. Jamar Chase, was there a game where he ever let the team down? Was ever a day where he put anything close to zeros up? You know what I mean? It's just that's what I'm saying. Why this position? I understand the sack is sexy, but come on, somebody like these guys make way bigger plays more often in the course through the game. I'm not complaining. We got our guy. Whatever.
We got our guy.
But Mike, let's get back to go ahead. Finish up.
But
Get on this board.
Yeah, but he has won us games. You can't take that away from him. My biggest gripe on Watt is just the playoffs. His lack of performance in the playoffs.
You know what? If the Steelers get there more often and they give him a little bit more help as well, Mike, it isn't like anybody else on the team plays good and TJ Watt does nothing. The team stinks in the playoffs. You know what? You could barely blame him for what goes on in the playoffs. Again, this is a team effort. This team gets blown out every year. Mm-hmm. It hardly has anything to do with him. I mean,
you're the highest paid player on the defense. Mike, that's giving up 30 points. You got to take your share of the blame.
Yeah, 1/11th. You have to take 1/11th of the blame. And you know what the thing is? Because there's 10 other guys. If they can't do their end, it doesn't matter what you do. And here's the thing: when the guy picked up a fumble and ran it into the touchdown or ran it into the end zone in the playoffs against the Chiefs, what good did that do? It did nothing. The guy went out above and beyond. I mean, come on, for a linebacker to pick up a ball, run it to the house is a big thing. And for that to mean absolutely nothing in a game because the rest of the team did nothing. So, yes, he's got to do his job. No two ways about it. But come on, somebody else has to do something as well. It's unfair for us to sit here and complain that he's not doing anything when the rest of the team stinks as well. He's the leader, but you know what? Again, these 10 guys, Mike, as you say, they have to find a way to get themselves ready for the game on Sunday. If you don't want a guy yelling and spitting in your face, you as a person have to find a way to get yourself ready and get out there and do it. And apparently they're not, because we're seeing that in the playoffs. I'll let you respond more in a second, but let's go back on the board, Mike, because we are getting behind on the board, and I hate getting real far behind. So let's do this, man. I'm going to start with Mark right here. Mark Malone says, Watt power, Watt power, Watt power. John says there are about 15 QBs getting more cash than TJ. Mark, what power, motherfuckers? What effing power? P says, geez, RIP salary cap. If it's a different time, no two ways about it. Jen says, woohoo. One of my jerseys is still a current player. John says, I'm glad the contract is done because the strike. Me too. I'm over it. I'm glad it's done by camp. I figured it would be done by camp, and I couldn't be happier. Dallas is screwed, Jen says. Why? Because probably the Micah Parsons. He's going to want money here pretty soon, Mike, and I'm sure he's going to be not cheap. Tortilla says, seems like everyone got what they wanted. Steelers didn't want a long-term deal. TJ wanted to be the paid the most. Win-win. We get our guy. It's not costing me anything out of my pocket. We all win. Sticky B, what up, man? What you know about Sticky B, Finch? Sticky B says his ass better have more than 11 sacks for $41 million a year. And let me just make one point here, guys. This is, let me find where I have it. Since 2017, since TJ Watt's been in the league, he has 108 sacks. Since 2017. What have you done? What have we done since 2017? This guy's 108 sacks in the NFL.
And he got 108 million guaranteed dollars.
Yeah.
Funny coincidence.
225 quarterback hits, 126 tackles for losses, 33 forced fumbles. Think of that for a minute. 33. I mean, how often in a game you see a forced fumble, but by one person, no less. All these numbers I just gave you guys are all ranked first since 2017. So, you know, if we're saying that he might not be worth blah, blah, blah. Again, I think we really stripped it down to the bare minimum and split a lot of hairs while we talked about this subject. But at the end of the day, I guess this is the guy that you want. This is the guy that you want to give money to. I don't see a lot of these other defensive stars. I mean, where's Danielle Hunter? Where's he at? I don't even think his team made the playoffs. Smiles Garrett, for crying out loud. I mean, these guys aren't exactly blowing the top off the world when it comes to big game situations. It's just, I guess it is what it is. This is the high-paid guys right now. It's these edge rushers, I guess you would call them. Corey Beavers, my man, he says, right, Jen, I started the offseason with Pickens, Wilson, Harris, Watt, and Minka jerseys. I also have Big Ben and Palomalo, but yeah, it's shameful looking at my closet now. Think about the guys that went out and bought their Russell Wilson, Justin Fields jerseys last year.
Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett. Well, they just changed the name on his to Aaron Rodgers, but these other guys.
That's true, yeah. Plus, Pickett was a Pitt guy, so you can kind of
Right.
get behind keeping that one. I can give you that one.
Absolutely. You can still buy them. You can still go to Dick's, I believe.
Now, if you have a number 20 Eric Pegram jersey, we'll talk.
Pee-wee. P says he's 30, so he could possibly play out his contract. I think, what are they saying? They're saying he's a one helmet guy. He wants to be here. So, you know what? Let's see how it plays out. We all might hate each other by the end of 3 years from now. He might hate us. We might hate him. You never know what the hell is going to go on. Like Aaron Rodgers. I'm just saying, if he has the ego that people say that he has, it's going to be an interesting season, especially with Steeler fans. Maybe when a game doesn't go quite
exactly
way.
When the Steelers start losing, you'll see Aaron's boo-boo face come out.
Yeah, and his lemur eyes poking out. Tortilla says he got paid $1 million per sack in his career, 108 sacks, 108 million guarantee. $1 million a sack. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if there's anything you did in this life that was worth $1 million every time you did it?
I'd do it twice and I'd be good.
Get this. TJ Watt makes $1.30 per second on his contract. He makes $78 per minute, $4,684 per hour. Imagine that. How much do you make an hour?
That's almost Vanilla Thunder's Big Mac budget.
Right. It's almost Big Mac budget.
Hell yeah, brother.
Bang, bang, skeet, skeet, vanilla face. And then also, guys, $112,328 per day. $112,000, $328 per day. And that also leads to $3,416,666 per month. So there you go. That's it's big money, no two ways about it. But it is the game. What are we going to do? I mean, this is the way the game's going to go, whether we agree with it or whether we don't agree with it. And it be what it be, guys. Let's enjoy the ride. We got TJ Watt locked in place for the next 3 years. And but looking at these numbers, I would think by numbers alone, you wouldn't want anybody else on your defense. Let's get into John. John says the TV and cable markets make so much for the teams. The cap is almost doubled in a decade. It isn't a big deal. Fans act like they are cutting the check. Fantasy BS. What up, Jamal? Always great seeing Jamal McCollum on the board. How are you doing today, sir? John says TJ's cap hit percentage is less now than the percentage on his last contract. And then this was also a 3-year deal, not a 4-year deal. A lot of guys are comparing JJ and TJ and what JJ made, which really seems like nothing at this point now compared to what TJ's making. I even seen a candid, I think everybody's seen the candid tweet where he said, next time we go out to eat, I better never have to pull out my wallet, JJ says, after hearing about TJ's newfound fortune. Tortilla says, I think Eli had a game that was close to zeros across the board. It was probably a Super Bowl win. What a freak. Little Eli Manning. Somehow this guy's the only guy that could beat Tom Brady twice. Tortilla also says, John, exactly. People need to look at a percentage of cap space and not dollar amounts. Technically, TJ's new contract is around 3 to 4% raise. That's not bad at all. Cap goes up, players make more. Mark Malone says, I say let the dude chill a little in September, October if we're winning a ton. P follows it up by saying can't get marked out of the game on those wages, but veteran leadership. Yeah, and the thing was, I don't think he's not a leader in the locker room. As a matter of fact, about 4 or 5 years ago, I just remember how great everybody says he was in the locker room. They says he's an alpha male. He leads the room, and they know.
And surely he leads by example.
You're right.
People have to look at his stats and the way he plays on the field and think, man, that guy, he's, you know what I mean? Like, you want to be like him,
Tortilla says 40 is the new 20. Remember when paying a non-quarterback $25 million was too much? Now it would be a boy. Yeah, right. It's just, come on, look around us. You can't get a chicken sandwich at McDonald's for less than $7. It is what it is. This is where we're at. Mark says we're going to need a little watt power in January. We're going to need a lot of watt power in January, especially coming off this big contract, this big deal. I want to see a big season by Watt. I don't know if we're going to beat 22.5 sacks, but it better be a damn good season. That's all. That's all. I don't think that's wrong of us to expect this.
I just can't wait for him to disappear like Brett Reynolds did.
Tortilla says, "Suck it, Cincinnati."
I can get on that. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm on the suck at Cincinnati train.
Give me that bandwagon.
Sticky B says, "What's everyone's favorite lucky Steeler game jersey you wear every game day?" Finch, you were who's your Steeler jersey for game day?
I've only ever owned 2 my whole life, and it was a Roethlisberger and a Bettis, and they're really nice, and I keep them away, so I do not wear jerseys anymore.
I like my Ben jersey. If I do wear a jersey on game day, it is always
Now,
my Ben.
When I go to a game, I break them out. Yes,
because in my opinion, he is the come on,
he's the GOAT.
Yeah,
he's the GOAT in Steelers history. There's no doubt. Ben is
absolutely.
the GOAT.
Mike, what about you? Game day jersey?
All my jerseys are retired because they all have a losing record, so I do not bust them out. So they are retired.
Ooh.
I had the Santonio Holmes. I had a Jerome
Yes, you did.
Bettis,
That's right.
James Harrison. They are all retired. They're all hanging up in the rafters. All guys who have won Super Bowls around here. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, James Harrison and Joey Porter Jr. only had ever reached 11.5 sacks one time in both of their careers, and that was what TJ had just last year alone.
And everybody considers them legends of Steelers lore.
You know why they're
And Mike is going to say what he's going to say next is he's going to say because they won a championship.
and they did it in the playoffs.
But
100-yard return. I mean, got to give it. You got to give.
Wasn't there some other guys on those teams that also made it possible? Would they have won a Super Bowl without a wide receiver on that against Arizona? Would they have won without that quarterback making that throw? I don't think so. And then in the other Super Bowl, you get a guy running 75 yards for a touchdown for you, a trick play by this guy. Again, you need a lot of things to happen in order to win in the playoffs. It's not just one defender. I can promise you. If you do think that, find me one that does get it done every year that they do go by themselves and win a lot of playoff games. I don't know of any.
Hey, 8 tackles, 1 sack, 4 playoff games.
All
Not
right.
good look.
Yep.
Not a good look.
Mike,
I like TJ Watt. I want him to do better, but I'm sorry. I was,
Well,
this is Pittsburgh.
nobody's faulting you. I'm just saying.
This
I
is
just
Pittsburgh,
asked.
man. I want the best out of
Yeah.
my star players at the biggest moment. When they don't give it to me, I'm going to call them out on it. I did it to Ben. I did it to Crosby. I did it to Lemieux. I did it to Porter. I did it to Harrison.
You don't do it to Crosby. Every time
I don't do it to Crosby.
No,
I
you
throw
don't
it in
at
there,
all.
brother. I throw it in there. But you know what I mean, though? Like, there's that expectation you have to do it. And I want my guys to do that.
But,
So
Mike,
but
you got to agree. Everybody else has to perform too at some point.
Everyone else
An
has
outside
to.
linebacker is not going to listen. If that was the case, Lawrence Taylor would have won 10 Super Bowls.
But
If that was the case,
what I'm saying is that-
Reggie White would have won 10 Super Bowls. The fact of the matter is, these guys had good teams around them, and you come on, one guy, a defensive player, is not going to make the
I'm
difference.
not putting all the fault on him, but when you have finish the game with like 1 tackle or 2 tackles.
What about the games where What about the games that he puts up the big numbers? And again, I could give you the numbers of how he's the best.
Those are damn great games. Fuck yeah,
Mike,
hell yeah, I love
the
it.
best in the league since 2017 and all these statistics.
Oh yeah.
I mean, what do you want?
Yeah, like I don't disagree. I love TJ Watt. I'm glad he's here. That doesn't mean I'm going to gloss over the shortcomings. I'm not. I'm going to do that with
all right.
every
So
player.
on the other hand, it's like Kansas City sitting around, nitpicking the things that Mahomes does that they don't like. At the end of the day, he's the best at his position, and so is TJ. And what are you going to do? Again, there takes a lot more than just him to do anything.
There does. Oh yeah, I'm not disagreeing, but I'm glad he's here. I want him to do well in the playoffs.
I tell you what,
it's
Mike,
more of like
if the quarterback situation changes in Pittsburgh and we get our guy, as we always say, I promise TJ Watt starts getting better record in the playoffs. So again, what does that have to do with TJ? Absolutely
his
nothing.
performance. Like I want his performance to be better in the play. If
when he ran that touch, Mike, when he picked up a fumble,
one play out of 4 games. That's
well, you said you wanted to see him make a big play. There was a big play.
That was one time. You're getting paid a lot of money for more than one time.
Hey, when the team don't make the playoffs that often, you only get ample chances.
So you had to capitalize on those opportunities.
And he picked the ball up and ran it for a touchdown, which nobody else is scoring on the team. So again, that's more than what the team did. Mike, it's more than 52 other guys did on the team. 52 other guys didn't do as much as he did when he made that one play.
Or 52 other guys considered the best at their position, the best non-quarterback at their position.
You know who was the best quarterback last year?
Goes up.
Patrick Mahomes. Did he win a Super Bowl? You know who's the best?
He got his team there.
Mike, you wanted me to? Did he win it? Don't matter. Did he win? It goes by championships.
He has 3 of them. He has 3.
The Tom Brady went.
Mike,
that's not the point. The point that I'm making is that guy isn't perfect. He's never going to be perfect. And no matter how you sit back and cherry pick the shit out of TJ Watt, it's never going to appease you because you have such expectations, and he should be this and he should be that. Mike, the fact of the matter is he's performing better than anybody in his position since he's been in the league. Numbers don't lie. Again, you need help in the playoffs. If the guy next to you is not playing well, you're not going to have the best day ever. You need everybody doing everything well. Yes, he's the best at his position. Yes, he gets paid the best at his position. But did Tom Brady win every Super Bowl? He's the best quarterback ever. He's the best quarterback ever, Mike. So if you don't win every Super Bowl, you got to say this guy might not be the best. He didn't perform up to his standards in these 3 games.
Since you got a button
1 solo, 2 solo, 3 solo, 0.
Listen.
Okay, 6 solo tackles in 4
Tom Brady
games.
lost to the retarded Manning twice. Tom Brady lost.
But he stepped up so many other times in those games.
And TJ stepped up so many times in his career too, Mike.
In the regular season.
Because
awesome,
listen, Tom Brady played a lot more games in the playoffs than TJ Watt did, didn't he? I would have to say that he did. They got there more because listen, we have to move on, Mike. I don't
I didn't even get to say my jerseys.
Well, people are gonna, they make their opinion, Mike. You said what you said, I said what I said. They could think on their own. Derpy, who is your jersey? Who do you like to wear on Steelers Sunday?
I only have 2, and they're both retired, but I still like to wear them.
What does this mean, retired? Put your shirts on, guys. What's the problem?
Heath Miller and James Harrison. Those are the only ones I own right now.
Oh, those are some good jerseys. So we're going to go back to Tortilla. Tortilla says, Rashard Mendenhall. Is that your jersey that you wear?
Oh, no.
P says, because there are a lot of these new QBs are hot garbage. John says, the NFL is $1 billion business and the number 1 program on TV. Players and agents know that. No more slave gladiators. Now they are paid mercenaries.
Tortilla, do you fumble a lot?
See Tortilla walking from the fridge to the couch with his drinks and just dropping it everywhere. Mark Malone says because 2 guys or more usually have to account for them to wreck your play. Tortilla says bad teams set the market. Tortilla follows it up by saying they pay more and players see their peers making more and feel like they can get that too. And that's it. I mean, yeah, you want to get paid as much as the next guy, right? I mean,
and then do you blame your family members for your fumbling?
John says there aren't 32 quarterbacks on this earth who have the same skill level. That is why guys like Dak Prescott can get $60 million a year for being just above average. P says I'd be picking up an undrafted big boy and coaching them up on the practice squad for their best actual position. Tortilla says Chase has more years on his contract, right? I do believe so. I don't know. I don't know. He follows it up by saying, yeah, sure, TJ makes a bit more on a per year basis, but Chase gets paid for longer. I mean, that might be the case. I don't know all I have in front of me is that exact number that I said. I do apologize. John said Steeler fans need to be prepared for that the QB drafted next year has a 50-50 chance of being the guy. Evaluating college quarterback talent who hasn't seen NFL speed and schemes is a crapshoot.
Draft 5 quarterbacks.
What is that, Derpy?
I said let's just draft 5 quarterbacks.
Yeah, let's draft quarterbacks every round. Didn't Cleveland did that this year? Look how that's working out for him. P says, to the many carbs and Big Macs, brother. I love Big Macs, man.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Vegas says, what's good, fellas? What's up, Vegas? Always great seeing Vegas. TJ on the board. Jamal, my man, he says, hey, man, I still need to know what Vanilla did to hurt himself. He went in reverse in his car. He didn't turn his body or his neck. He went reverse in his car and injured himself. Don't ask because I don't know, but all I know is that's what happened. Ryan McCollum. Every time Jamal responds on the board, I see the name Ryan McCollum. I don't know what he asked with this cat, but and I'm not sure what this is referring to, but I think he also answered Ryan McCollum the other day on the board about something. The only reason I actually remember that we have Ryan McCollum on our team, Jamal. John says my son gave his now ex-girlfriend his Pickett shirt. It was one of the one item he didn't want back after the breakup. P says Crosby, that's elder abuse.
Crosby knows what he did to me.
John says they need to design a Steeler Velcro shirt so I could change the number.
I would agree.
And ease. Now we're talking.
I would agree.
Genius.
Come on, things like this you would used to see in the middle of the night on infomercials. That you remember they'd get you because you were real tired. Next thing you know, you're pulling the credit card out. But
And they would always put up a blue screen with the numbers on there and the address. Why was it always the same similar style on no matter what the product was?
It's a good question. They did do this. Let's see. Vegas says, I think my favorite is my blue Winter Classic Crosby jersey sweater or my Killer Bees Ben jersey. I love those blue.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Penguin
Powder
jerseys.
blue. Yeah.
I like the
very
darker
nice.
blue and the lighter blue ones.
They're all good. I like both of them. Yes.
For a team that doesn't have blue in their color, that was a really nice sweater jersey, if you will. John says if Mike pays for a high-end hooker, he wants a high-end orgasm. All right, I get that. Now you're talking.
Damn straight. Now
it's all making
we
sense.
can all understand,
All right.
brother. Hell yeah, brother.
All right.
Hell yeah, brother.
Boom.
We're talking about lot lizards and mattress monkeys and bleacher creatures.
Oh.
Now I understand. This is the language that Mike gets. TJ, I'm sorry, Tortilla. Calling him, he might be TJ this year. I don't know. Tortilla Jackson. Tortilla says TJ has lost to Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Mahomes. 3 of the quarterbacks are MVPs, and Baker is no bum, especially when we go into those games with some of the worst QBs. He says the new co-host has to know when to pull the brake when the train is going off the rails. Yeah, we're gonna smack their fingers. I'm gonna keep a ruler right here on my desk. John says football isn't tennis. Quarterbacks don't play against one another. It's team versus team. Vegas says numbers do lie. Have you never heard an announcer say this game isn't as close as the score indicates or the term garbage time?
Mm-hmm.
Tortilla says no. I blame Derpy when I fumble.
Hell yeah.
I think you blame your family members.
Anything that you could refer to as sticky fingers, I guess would be Derpy, right?
That's how I feel after I'm hanging out with Peaches.
Exactly.
Boom.
I like some updates on Peaches too, Derpy. This is midsummer. You know how women, you know how single women get in the midsummer. That's all I gotta say. We've all been there.
Peach pie tastes the best in July.
Hey now.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hey now.
Corey Beaver says we try too hard sometimes to support players. We like not realizing they aren't guaranteed lifers just because they're good. I'm not buying jerseys until players retire from the team or long-term guys. My first jersey I bought it as an adult with my paycheck back when I was a kid was the Yancey Thigpen. I wish I still had my Yancey Thigpen jersey.
It's not a bad jersey to get, by the way. He's an underrated wide receiver.
82, right?
Yes, sir. At the time, he was the best. And man, he was tough. He was tough. Derpy fixes smoke detector. Good observation, Vegas. Is that true, Derpy? I don't hear it, but I know Derpy knows how to mask it sometimes. Derpy, did you fix this?
No, but it is off, I believe.
He took his laptop outside.
Yeah.
No, actually, I did not.
He's actually in a theater right now watching Superman for the 94th time.
Yeah.
That I can agree with.
And if you want to know how Superman
I'm seeing it tomorrow again.
Derpy, and I've seen that not only do you see it many times, you also wear your cape when you go to see it. I saw a picture of you in what family? Was this family or friends?
Yes.
I seen you at the drive-in movies, and you had your Superman cape on. Is this something you do all the time, or what's going on?
It's only for Superman.
Okay. Otherwise, it would be weird, right there.
Right. If it's a Batman movie, he wears the black cape.
Right. Yeah. Tortilla says Ryan and Jamal are brothers. That's right, baby. We're all brothers, man. Believe it or not, we are all brothers. Vegas says I have the dark blue one. I do. I got a light one and a dark blue one. I got 2 Crosby. You know what? My dark blue one's a Malkin. I'm sorry. My light blue is a Crosby. Tortilla says John's quarterbacks, of course, don't play each other, but if your quarterback sucks, you're not winning unless your defense is great. That's why we usually see top quarterbacks play each other in the playoffs. You're right. A lot of times you don't see top edge rushers facing off. Vegas says Ryan hitting people with rollers sounds like a Catholic school flashback.
Oh,
you know what? I didn't go to Catholic school per se, but I did go to Sunday school, which was 10 times worse. because it was on your day off. I would have rather gone to Catholic school, but I went to public school, and then my parents sent me to Sunday school. Oh, it really put a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
I grew up, but I tell you what, as a kid, you don't want to be the kid getting up on day 6 to go to school and all your friends are playing. Yeah, it wasn't good. Was not good times.
Did you go to Sunday school in all your rapper garb?
You know what?
I was singing Ice Cube songs to the Sunday school teacher.
I only made it to about 3rd grade at Sunday school. I remember just kicking and begging and crying and screaming.
Same. We did Sunday school too, man. And I finally, my mom was like, all right, guys.
I don't even want to think about it.
Didn't like it.
John says, stinky fingers more like it. Derpy. John says you're more like stinky fingers, not sticky fingers.
How dare you, John?
Vegas says, do we need to start a GoFundMe for Derpy so he can buy a battery? I can't believe it's even gone on this long. And that's the most incredible part, is the fact that it's been almost 3 years we've been going on about this.
I have a hypothesis on it real quick.
Please.
I think that Derpy's fire detector is way up on the ceiling, 10 feet above his head. And he and his family are all hobbits, and none of them are taller than 4 feet.
And none
of their chairs are tall enough to stand on.
None of them in 30 months went out and bought a step stool or pulled a chair in from the other room.
Right, and that's why he has a cape, so that if he tries to fly up, but fortunately he is not from Krypton.
All right, then you know what? That's as good a theory as I heard.
I'm just trying. Plus, hobbits have hairy feet, and I just have a feeling you have hairy feet like a hobbit.
John says Derpy's a Starbucks shitter. Starbucks shitter.
He's in a Starbucks shitter. That's where he's broadcasting from. Yeah.
Not a fan of Starbucks.
In a Starbucks shitter. I like that.
Not a fan of Starbucks.
He says if it was all the time, Derpy would have to be escorted by friends and family at all times. Yeah, Hollywood Derpy. You never know.
Derpy, please wear your cape to the draft next year.
Dude, he's going to shush for a second, Finch. He's going to camp. He's going to camp on August 7th. Yes.
Yeah, you have to wear it. You have to wear the whole whole outfit, dude.
Please, Mike, beg him to. Please, Derpy, please wear the cape.
Derpy, you're wearing that fucking cape.
I will start going back to Sunday school.
Finch will go to Sunday school this weekend.
Brother, you're doing it.
I'll do it.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. When you do go to camp here in a couple weeks, we're gonna do a live while you're there. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
On a Saturday?
Yeah.
You should wear my Yinzer hat too.
And even if it's not a live, we'll do it and we'll play it on Monday. We'll figure something out. But we got to get live footage from camp this year. And if you wear the cape, it's a million times better.
Dude, just get your phone out. This is Derpy reporting from camp, and then just get all the video you get of Aaron or whoever running around and just.
Well, they're gonna think that he's one of them kids that belong in the front row.
Oh, they might get him in. They'll be like, "Are you part of the Make-A-Wish Foundation?" And you're like, "Yes, I want to meet TJ Watt." And then you tell TJ Watt what you think of him.
That's just walk around all day, just go, TJ Watt's my best friend. That's all you have to do.
You don't even have to do that. Just smile at everybody you see. Every single person you see, big, wide tooth smile.
What's that from though, Finch? Remember Mark McGuire's my best friend? Do you remember this? We used to laugh about back at about 20 years ago at work.
Mark McGuire's my best friend.
Yeah, you remember.
I do remember that. Holy cow, core memory unlocked.
Like assholes, man. We laughed and laughed at that poor kid. But Derpy, we're gonna need a little bit of kind of that performance out of you, man. We got big things coming up, guys. Beginning of August here, camp starts, and again, less than a week.
A warm spot is being certified in HE double hockey stick right now for this performance.
Derpy's name all over it. Let's see. LOL, one day, greater all week. John says Hurts didn't beat Mahomes. The Eagles beat the That's what I'm saying.
That's fair.
Mahomes is much better than Hurts. I agree 100%. Let's see. Corey says, how the fuck does a battery die that long? It's been on life support for 14 years.
It's a Terry Schiavo brand battery.
Just go to the light already.
Go to the light already. Tortilla says Derpy smokes cigs inside his 4 detector actually works. What's the word 4 supposed to be? This is probably funny.
Foreskin.
And then he follows it up by saying, bro, that might throw Derpy in it. Safety if he suits up. Yeah, I got to see this. Derpy, get your cape ready.
I'm going to wear the cape. I promise I'll wear the cape.
This is going to be the best camp coverage you get. Believe me.
Hell yeah.
Unbelievable, dude. KDKA has
I'll get
nothing
some
on Derpy.
footage and
Nothing.
then send it your way.
What are they gonna do? What are these? They're gonna news company's gonna send a palm.
And then Well,
Yeah, right.
Derpy's
the
better
practice
than
is at
Tom
2,
Cannon.
so we're not going to Friday Night Lights. We're going to regular practice.
All right. Well, you got Pomp on one hand, and then you got Derpy running around in a cape saying that TJ Watt's his best friend. Come on.
Oh my gosh. I hope that like Mark Madden is there. And just like he sees you and he's just
Who
like,
the hell's gonna
oh my
oil
God.
it? He's gonna oil that bastard up to get him out of his house so he could go to camp.
He does go to camp for his show once a year, I do
Does he?
believe. Yeah, I just don't know what day or you know what I mean. But still, that would be awesome. Like just some of these personalities from TV and radio see Derpy and they put him on
Yeah.
TV. They're like, oh, look how excited the crowd is.
That's the
Check out
goal.
this guy.
Yeah, we got to get Derpy on TV in some capacity.
Derpy just standing there like flexing
Right.
his arms like Superman.
Standing in that roped-in section up front with the other kids. You know, we'll see.
Derpy,
one
you
way
could
or
do
another.
it. You could just kind of matriculate your way towards that roped area where you see the kids in wheelchairs and stuff, and somebody will let you in. Somebody will just be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, this guy." It's the outfit, you know.
Of
and
course,
your
of
name
course,
is
the
fucking
outfit.
Derpy, for Christ's sake. And then you'll get to do the cool shit. They'll let you meet the players.
Right.
Wait, should I wear the shirt too?
This is what I'm going
Hey,
for,
you
guys.
got
We got
droll, little brother. Get your
Droll.
lip on there.
Just
Everything
play the
pops,
part,
bro.
man.
everything
just-
that Derpy does naturally is what we're looking for. Derpy, you just go be yourself. Stop
Take
Stop
your
going
fire
for-
detector with
Stop
you.
giving him direction. Yeah, take that fire detector, please.
Just tuck it under the cape. Derpy, this is going to be the
Corey.
best thing ever.
Corey.
Corey says the smoke detector sounds like LeBron dragging his feet down the court.
Block my Derpy.
Block
Pick
by
up
Derpy.
my-
Blocked by
Thornhill.
Derpy. Guys, this is going to be great. This camp coverage is going to be the best. Believe me.
I cannot wait.
You're not going to get camp coverage like this anywhere else. Believe that.
Wait, should I wear the shirt too?
Yes. What shirt?
The Superman shirt?
Yes.
No,
yes.
do the
Of-
whole outfit,
Dude, the
brother.
whole
Yeah.
thing, dude.
Okay.
You
Got
got
it.
any
whole thing.
like elevator shoes or anything that kind of makes you walk? And we do go all out, Derpy. Got to go all out. Like I said, the closer you get to the field and in that roped-in area, the better off it's going to be for everybody.
I'm gonna
Believe
get a
me.
sign say "Watch 2 Dum Yinzers."
Yes, please. Oh, we got all kind of stuff ready for this.
No, because as soon as they see a sign that has anything to do with a podcast or a radio show, they're going to be like, this is a stunt. This ain't
Listen,
a real tar.
It
That's
has to be
fair.
tactful. It has to be tactful. We're
That's
gonna.
fair.
It's gonna come in waves. We're gonna send Derpy in for the, to see how close he could get in, as is, and of course he might get in that roped-in section with the other kids. and
Derpy,
if
you are our stuttering John. You got
You are
to do
our
this.
stuttering John. And here's the thing: if that don't work, we'll have another wave, and then another plan, and then another plan, and another plan. So eventually, we'll have Derpy holding a 2 Dum Yinzer sign at some point.
Yes, he's gonna find a way. We got to sneak the sign into
Yes.
the restricted thing. That's the key.
It's
How about
a-
you just paint our logo on the inside of your cape, and then whenever you get over, you just flip the cape over your head, and on your face would be the 2 Dum Yinzers logo.
I
Look
like
what P
that.
said.
I like that.
Look what P said, Ryan.
Name the fire detector Crypto.
That's the
Every time
dog-
you hear it, you run away. Ah!
That's the dog's name in the movie.
Oh, okay.
What does what is the kryptonite in Superman? That's what he
Yeah,
That's the thing that could
the
kill
bad
him.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, the green.
That must be like a 9-volt battery to Derpy.
Oh my goodness.
Hell yeah, brother.
Ron says Derpy and a Steeler drool bib will get action. Yeah, hey, you know what? If you score, even better.
Hell yeah. Knee deep in pussy, brother. Knee deep in pussy.
Think
But
I used to
watch
play
out
bass
there.
for knee deep in pussy.
Better watch out, Derpy. Next thing you know, you'll have 4 alimony
I
payments.
can get the
7
droll
child
action
support
going.
payments.
Corey says think Eugene from the early 2000s. You remember that?
I
The
remember
bell would
Eugene.
ring.
Yeah.
All right, I do know the Finch does have to get ready to roll because he does have to.
Boo.
Yeah,
pay
sorry,
the
guys.
bills
I have
for
stuff
his
to do.
job. Absolutely. So you have a great day, Finch. Thanks for stopping by. Finch, the host of
See
the
you,
Three
Finch.
Gooners. Have a
Yep.
great weekend, my friend. We'll
The
talk to you
schedule
later.
should allow it. Just real quick, Three Gooners will not be here tonight or next Friday. We do have prior
Boo.
commitments. But once we get into August, all of our commitments are done, and we should be getting back together and doing the show more regularly. So
All right, we can't
look
wait.
forward to that. And in the meantime, everybody have a great weekend, and hopefully I'll be on the show here once or twice next week. Can't wait.
All right. And also, yes, for sure. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much, my friend.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
See you, Derp. Or see you, Finch.
How dare you?
I know. I was reading the comments when I
fucking
said that,
son
brother.
of a
What's that? One of them slips where you're thinking it, and you say
Freudian
it.
slip. I was reading the comments.
Mike had a Freudian slip. No two ways about it. Thank you, Finch.
Sorry,
Have a great
dude.
weekend, my friend.
Vanilla pudding.
All right, Vegas. My man says
Thunder.
stay out of the way. We don't want to hear how her. Oh yeah, can you imagine? Derby runs out on the field and Aaron Rodgers trips over him, blows his hip, whatever. We're gonna have to really strategize on this Derby. I don't want anything terrible happening to the Steelers. I mean, if things happen to you, yeah, you know.
See,
but
now Jen's on the right track. Derpy needs a hot chick to escort him. Hell yeah, we will find you an escort, Derpy.
Maybe
Jamal.
what's her name from who does the videos on the Steelers videos?
Oh, you and Missy Matthews. There you go, Derpy. Set the bar high, brother.
I was thinking he's just going to go with his Aunt Peaches. Wouldn't that be a lot more interesting? Wouldn't that be a lot simpler?
Funny story. I think she's actually going this time.
Is she really?
Yes.
She's going to camp.
Oh,
yes.
shit.
This is just getting bad.
This
Man,
better.
I wish Finch was still
going.
here. So, this is great, Derpy.
We need video. Derpy. We need video.
Guys, of course, everybody knows, everybody says this. Record without TJ Watt versus record with TJ Watt. Watt, while he's present, the Steelers are 79, 44, and 2, which is a 642%, 64% winning percentage. And without TJ Watt in his career as a Pittsburgh Steeler, they are 1-11. 1-11 with a 0.83, up 8% winning percentage. So, Mike, would it be safe to say? I mean, all the debate aside from earlier,
yeah,
does his presence alone on the field that got to stand? That's got to mean for something. You have to play everything else. Everybody else kind of has to adjust just because he's on the field. And I think ultimately that always plays some kind of role into a Pittsburgh Steeler game that TJ Watt is playing in.
Yeah, you have to scheme around him. You have to identify where he is. You see the team shift guys over to him. They put a tight end in the running back and the tackle over there on him. So, they shift around for him. He is a game wrecker. He's a game player. He is an all-time great regular season player. My thing is I just want the playoffs, but I'm not going to deny that he's a great player.
Here's the thing, Mike. Nobody
I'm glad he's on my team.
Everybody wants what you want, believe me. You know what I mean? It's just I think it's just ways that we all find ways to cope ourselves with the situation.
Yeah.
But we all dude.
But no, like you cannot deny since he's coming into the league, like what he has done. Two other guys have done better than him.
Right.
And it's close. How close he is to those guys.
I know.
He's blowing away. Myles Garrett was the number 1 overall pick. TJ Watt was 28, 29, 30 in that range. And he is blowing him away in the set. So what he has done is legendary. It's one of the greatest defensive players we've seen in our lifetime.
He's in that category, Mike.
The expectations are up here. So when you're down here, that's seen as a drop off. And that's just unfortunate. That's how you're judged.
And when we're all grandparents, and Derpy, I mean, come on. I mean, in the big picture, you're not even that far behind here. But when we're talking to our grandkids one day, and you talk about the greatest Steelers, when TJ is said and gone, you are going to name him as one of the greatest Steelers defenders of all time. When your grandkids say,
top 10, but not top 5.
Pap Derpy, who was the greatest Steelers defenders of all time? And you're going to say you're Jack Lambert. You're going to say Troy Polamalu. You're going to say Mean Joe Green. And I think that it's going to be very safe that you're more than likely going to say TJ Watt as well. Because again, it is what it is. He is one of the best defenders that we certainly have ever seen here in Pittsburgh, and we've seen our share. Yeah, go ahead, man.
I just don't like him sitting out. That's just disappointing me. Like he's crying for money, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, old players like the olden days, they wouldn't cry for the money. They would be a team player,
right?
And to me, that's just
isn't that what the league is? Isn't that what pro sports has become, though?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Because you look at even the old school baseball, Dirk. I know you're a baseball fan.
Yeah,
it doesn't look the same. Them guys played different, and don't get me wrong. I don't think that it's just a different game. Back then, they played for the love of the game. Now you get paid a lot of money for it. So, can you fault the guys now for? Yeah.
I don't fault the guys. Get paid what you're going to get paid, because when you have a bad year, the team's ready to cut you. And so, like, when you have a good year, you should be trying to capitalize on it and get your
I'm
money
just
that you
hoping
can. It's a job. You have a finite amount of time in this league. The average career is 3.5 years. You got to get the money while you can.
Yeah.
Well,
If you're not, it's going to be you and the rest of your life being disappointed that you didn't go after more money.
Yeah.
Because
glory doesn't pay the bills.
Right. Which
I'm just
I
hoping
get
he
both
doesn't-
sides.
I'm just hoping he doesn't disappear like Brent Reynolds did for the Pirates.
You know what? I hope that he doesn't either. But again, as I said, I threw numbers out. Team record is a lot better when he's on the field.
Yeah.
The numbers are better than anybody else in the league. That group of numbers that I read earlier, since he's been in the league, talking about sacks, forced fumbles, tackles for losses, quarterback hits. So we listen. We can break this down to we're blue in the face. The end of the day, we got one of the best. It's not coming out of my pocket or Jen's pocket on the board. So let's enjoy. Let's hope that he can do as good as we believe that he can do, and we could make some waves this year, guys. We have a different team. It's a whole different team this year. So maybe we can start thinking on that level. Let's start thinking of it as a whole. What we have as far as the defense, what we have as far as guys we brought in, what we have as far as guys that we drafted. It's time. This is Friday. Camp is going to be in full swing next Thursday. So I mean the issues and the conversations and the problems and the debates, they all change as of next week because it's go time. No longer off season. So guys, we're getting ready to round third real soon. Again, Derpy, all right, yeah, no, I already proved my point. I'm sorry, I wasn't even trying to start that next sentence. Let me get on some of these messages, Mike, and we will move on. Seeing a couple of interesting messages go by as I was watching here.
Hey Ryan.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I draw a blank, dude.
You pulled a Mendenhall, Derpy.
I did pull a Mendenhall. No, all right, there we go. Tell the news about my channel, dude.
I will. I certainly will. I'm going to get to all that shortly. I'm going to plug and everything as we start getting ready to wrap things up. But I will tell everybody. I'm going to jump on the board right here where John says hot ass pulls more hot ass. It's physics. Hey, you can't deny. You can't deny physics. You can't understand it, but you can't deny it either. Jen says my granddaughter loves TJ. Nice looking family, Jen. I do have to say, I see Jen post pictures with her family and grandkids and kids all the time. Great looking group. Vegas says Franco left the Steelers over $200,000 and took his talents to Seattle.
It's true. He did.
Jen says she wears her jersey on Jersey Day. Packer fans give her shit. I tell her to remind them that the Packers passed on picking him. Hey, it's true. And you know what? He played out there anyway, didn't he? He was from Wisconsin, so you think that somebody would appreciate that, right? Eastern Michigan first and then Wisconsin, if I'm not mistaken, right? Let's see. John said her Western Michigan. I always get them Michigans mixed up, the Eastern and the Western. John says in the old days, owners get treated players like shit. Great payment for loyalty. Players and agents got smart. And even back in the day, guys didn't even make anything. You know, like baseball players, like back in the 20s, these guys just played because they loved it. Like you're the greatest ever, you know, and you didn't even get recognized, basically monetarily at least.
For
your achievement. Derby, what's up?
I said, "Oh my, Jen, she got all the jerseys that are no more."
Yeah, man.
No, I was just referring to Jen's comment.
Derby talks out loud to himself, but he's just like on totally different comments than anybody else.
He is too, man. He is too.
Jen says he won't disappoint. Mark my words. I hope you're right, Jen. And I tend to. I want to agree with you, and I want us to all be excited about this season. And I want us to all be happy when it's said and done. So let's go, TJ. Ralph Williams, my man. What's up, brother? Always great seeing Ralph on the board. Very knowledgeable fella. Vegas TJ says billionaires protecting their multi-million-dollar investments, or as people would call it, they are soft now.
I would agree.
And Jen also says, and okay, this is where Derpy was. She says, as for my jerseys, too many to mention, but I do have a Pickens, a Minka, a Devin Bush. Yes, Devin Bush.
All at the
Well,
time, arguably not bad choices at the time.
No, right?
no.
And you know what? I still wouldn't be embarrassed about the Minka jersey. I mean, he could have very well been a big part of this team, and he's very well going to be a good player for a long time in this league.
This is why you buy interior offensive lineman jerseys.
You're right. They don't go
usually have a good success rate. If you buy a Zach Frazier, you're good for the next 10 years.
And there you go, John. John says it. Jen, she needs the Velcro shirt. John, I like this. Mike's sponsorships. We talking. We can do a lot of things with this Velcro.
We can do this.
All right. John, and then Jen says, I know, Derpy. Sad. Guys, a few more things. We're not going to keep you too long. This is heading into the weekend. Former Pittsburgh Steeler wide receiver Mike Williams. That's right. Mike Williams comes over last year, finally gets in mid-season, finally gets a ball thrown to him at the end of the game against Washington, catches the game-winning touchdown, and you'd think that he had polio. I mean, we disappeared. Nobody wanted to be around him. Nobody wanted to use them. I don't get it. But Mike Williams, former wide receiver, is hanging it up at 30 years old.
Yeah, that's shocking because he went back to San Diego and didn't even make it to training camp.
Speaking of San Diego, as Ralph's saying on the board, Najee not looking good. They do have him on an injury list right now that's not related to football. Obviously, his eye might be a little worse than what we were initially.
Who did they draft again?
What's that?
Who did they draft again?
Marion
Hampton, the running back. So anyway, it doesn't like they need. Here's the thing, though. Najee, of course, looking a little worse than what it was first said to be, but he did have some kind of superficial eye injury from a firework injury. Is now officially on a unrelated sports injury list. But again, Mike, as Mike's saying, Hampton's a pretty damn good running back. I don't think they're going to have any problems. Coach Harbaugh and company has a pretty decent team, and especially that defense.
Dude, that offensive line is fucking nasty.
But guys, this is the number one. I mean, this team let up less points than anybody last year. Their defense, the LA Chargers. So you add the talent that they added, plus, come on, Harbaugh, not exactly the worst coach ever.
It depends on Herbert, though.
It definitely depends on Herbert, but again, they're in a better situation than we were with all of the quarterbacks that we've had up to this point.
I would agree.
So you got to like what they got going on. Najee can't see the hole anyway.
He can't. You know what? Maybe it might have some weird effect on his vision, like maybe like a Tommy Pham situation.
Najee,
right. Look how it helped Pham out. Jen does say she loves. She has a Najee jersey too, and also Vegas says San Diego really. And then he also says, hurry up, file a patent. John is onto something with this Velcro jersey. And I tell you, up in Cleveland, they'll sell like hotcakes up there, the way they go through quarterbacks and such. Aaron says, have a great weekend. Take care, my man. Hey, that's what she said. Yes, you too, my man. I don't know if you're bouncing or not, but if you are, have a great weekend to you, sir, as well. Jen also says, bringing full circle with a bad joke. That was a good one. And John and Aaron said that's what she said. Guys, couple more things here. 7 teams have better odds in the AFC to go to the Super Bowl by odd makers. No surprise on some of these. Other teams, I'm kind of surprised. Let's give you the list. These 7 teams have better odds at the Super Bowl in the AFC than Pittsburgh. Number 1, of course, is the Buffalo Bills. They're being picked by many to be the team out of the AFC this year. Buffalo. The Chiefs, obviously, you have to have these guys in there. They're the second best odds to go represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. This year, the Bengals are the 3rd team out of the 7 teams ahead of us that have better odds to go to the Super Bowl. Right behind them, the division rival as well, the Baltimore Ravens, guys. The Ravens, number 4 on the list of teams that have better odds to go to the Steelers.
Choke Jackson.
Houston Texans, who's been down and out for about a year now. They have better odds to go to the Super Bowl and represent the AFC than the Steelers do. The last two teams are teams that we played early last year, and I'd say that they certainly improved over the course of the year. Again, the Chargers let up less team points than any team in the league. They are also ahead of us. And finally, this is the one that blows my mind. Say what you want. The Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos, better odds to represent the AFC. And I got to be honest with you, Mike, I thought this team was garbage when we played them. But the way that young quarterback, Bo Nix, played last year really blew my mind. I don't think that they have better odds personally than us to go to the represent the AFC. But I got to say that Broncos team is a lot better than I was giving them credit for.
Yeah, they have a good defense. They got some weapons on offense. And Bo Nix, I was shocked how well he played. I did not see that coming from Bo Nix. So, but I don't know. Can he have a big jump next year?
Can they stay healthy?
Yeah, and they
Knicks or
no,
the team?
just the team in general.
Okay, Mike, Knicks or the team for you as well in the comment.
It's going to be if Bo Nix can play.
Okay.
He's the catalyst on that team.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and for me, the Texans, like your running backs, Joe Mixon, Nick Chubb, can they stay healthy? Their offensive line is complete and utter garbage, so that's going to screw them over right there. And their receiving core, Tank Dell can't stay healthy. He's breaking ribs or getting shot every other week just by, just being a guy literally just standing there and getting shot. I don't trust the Texans, not because of CJ Stroud or that defense and the coaching staff. It's that O-line is god awful.
Yeah. I got to be honest with you. I think that we did a lot of work this offseason, and I think we put ourselves in a position to be as good as Denver, the Chargers, the Texans, Baltimore, and Cincinnati because they're in our division. The other two teams are the teams that we struggle, and we have to find out ways to beat. We have to figure out how to beat the Buffaloes. We have to figure out how to beat the Chiefs, and we have to figure out how to beat Baltimore and Cincy when it matters. Those games, the last game of the season, and then the game the following week in the playoffs, both against division teams, we found a way to lay an egg to both of those games. That has to change. Once it does, then we can start talking. But again, we made all the necessary moves last year through the offseason, Mike, that I thought that we could possibly make. I would still like to see, if they decide to bring in Tyler Boyd to kind of fill this spot over here, or even Jennings out in San Fran. I don't know what's going on with this conversation, but I would like to see one more player come in. Also, as we stated at the top of the show, we have to figure out something. It seems to me that they're leaning toward really using and utilizing Jalen Ramsey in this whole safety corner role, because at the end of the day, Mike, you do have Beanie Bishop and some nice nickel DBs that could certainly play the role if Ramsey would in fact play safety. You have Slay, you have Porter, you could use Beanie, it's your nickel spot. And it seems to me that they're at this point they're not looking at Justin Simmons anymore. They're not looking at the gentleman from the Colts, at least as far as I know. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, they could be talking to him on the phone right now for all I know. But it seems to me I would be happy if you just get somebody. Give me somebody at that other wide receiver position, even if Roman Wilson comes out and has a great year, even if Calvin Austin comes out and has a great year, I feel a little bit more comfortable having that position filled going into the season by at least one more receiver. Mike, do we take anything between now and kickoff here in September at those two positions, or do you think we're pretty much going to run with what we have?
Probably going to run with what we have, see how they perform in training camp and in the preseason games.
Yeah.
If they're worried about what they see in live action, yeah, it's preseason, but you can gauge a performance. If they start to get worried, then you can see them picking up the phone, calling the guys that are free agents, taking a look at other teams of guys who are going to be cap casualties or just, a numbers game casualties of other teams to upgrade the position that way. I think right now the team might be set. And right now they have about $10.5 million in cap space. A couple guys can get contracts reworked this year too if they need to sign other people. So they still have room to make moves.
That's the thing. I mean, I like to think that they would, but I went damn near halfway through last season thinking that Brandon Ayuk was going to be on our team.
Yeah.
So at this point, I just kind of learned. I don't know if I'm going to get burned again on this one. I hope we can add to it again. Worst case scenario, bring in Tyler Boyd and Jordan Whitehead. They're
Yeah.
both from right here in Pittsburgh. Come on, spend some time with your family. Go elsewhere next year. Let's throw it all together this year and see how it sticks, guys. Kind of go all in a sense, because again, they did a lot of work, and I know that it's going to certainly work toward the building moving forward. But this season could be a lot of fun. Bringing these two guys from Pittsburgh, I think that could be a blast. Let's jump on the board for a couple more, Mike, and then we were going to start getting ready to wrap it up for the week here.
Ryan,
Yes, sir.
I don't see how Buffalo's the favorite. They haven't done anything to, in my opinion, they haven't done anything to move the needle.
I think that's why.
You really?
I think it almost falls in the sense that it's almost they've been the sperm trying to get into the egg for years, and I think eventually, if you're good at a good team, which they are, and you got your franchise quarterback, you're going to penetrate the egg. And I think a lot of people are thinking that it's probably, Buffalo's got to get in eventually, right? They got to be able to beat Kansas City at some point, right? It can't go on forever. At a certain point, people thought that we were going to be able to beat New England at some point. Is it going to play out like that, where Kansas City just dominates every year, or are they eventually going to get that shot? I think that's what people are saying. They're saying, you know what, this team eventually has to be able to get over the hump. Maybe this is going to be that year. That's my thought process. Other than that, I don't think they're any better or any worse than they were last year, but nonetheless, they were a good team. So it wouldn't surprise me if they got in. Let me grab a couple of these, Mike. Corey Beaver says the NFL would sue. It would kill their jersey sales. You'd be broke or dead in 6 months. I know. You could be getting special visitors, John. The guys in black suits would be showing up at John's place in Vegas. John says, I'm researching the rumor that Harris is Stevie Wonder's legitimate child. Have to put a dub on him. Vegas says. Mark Malone says, place your bets, Mo Nuckas. Easy money. Wait, what's the bet on?
The Super Bowl odds for the Steelers.
Oh, okay. I don't think, like I said, I think we're better than Denver. I think we're better than come on again, and we certainly should be able to run with the two teams in the middle, Cincinnati and Baltimore. Nobody knows these teams better than we do, so I like our chances for those reasons against those teams. John says, sounds like false motivation to me. Vegas says Corey Beaver's facts. He would hurt NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL. He would end up missing like the guy that made the engine that ran on water. I know, John. I don't know if we could risk you. John says, will Tomlin change his ways? If not, changing players like underwear won't matter. And then finally, Mark says we're contending. And at this point, guys, less than a week till camp, I'm going to agree. We're in contention right now. We're contenders. I think it's going to be a big year. Mark Malone says we can beat KC and Buffalo. And then John says the Bengals, Bills, Ravens fans suffer more than us because they have a quarterback and still can't get over the hump. Ain't that true? We've had the hot pile of garbage we've had for the past 4 years. We're still, come on. We could beat half of these teams, I think. Until we beat the other teams, we could certainly beat half of them. I don't know if we could beat the other half. But, guys, Mike, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody about the website?
The2dumyinzers.com. Check it out, everyone. All of our links are over there. Our merch is over there. The Dumb Thoughts blog is over there. I put one up yesterday about 15 trades. A couple of those are very loosely termed trades in Steeler history that were intriguing. So go check it out at the2dumyinzers.com.
Go check it out, everybody. www.the2dumyinzers.com. www.the2dumyinzers.com. Lots of great things over there. Mike does a lot of work, and every once in a while he puts up. How is the blog coming along?
It's up today. It was
Okay.
up and active. Yeah, we'll see if I can continue get a new one next week.
All right. Vanilla Thunder's on top of it. Guys, this is time for the trivia of the day. Derpy, Mike, put on your thinking caps. Everybody at home, this is the question of the day. Which Steeler running back has the most receiving touchdowns in team history?
Ooh, that's a good question, Ryan.
Which Steeler running back has the most receiving touchdowns in team history? Take a minute to think that over, guys. We're live 5 days a week right here, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every day right here on YouTube. Take a moment to think, guys. Let me just grab a couple of these messages while you're doing so. Jen says, my beautiful daughter's birthday. Happy birthday, Missy Pruitt. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hope it's a great day. Sean says, beating tier 1 teams in the playoffs is different than winning a regular season. Absolutely. Great. You're right, man. You're right. Jamal says, contenders what? LOL, I'm a fan, but I have no faith in this year until we actually get a consistent offensive. And that's what it's going to come down to, is figuring out ways to get off consistent offensive drives. And hopefully we did maybe the offensive line gelled after another year is what I'm hoping for. We have 53 tight ends, so that's never going to be an issue. You have DK Metcalf. Aaron Rodgers is always going to be an X factor. You just don't. I don't know what to expect from this whole experience. I think it could really go either way. I'm hoping for the best. We got a brand new rookie running back in Caleb Johnson and Jalen Warren, who's been looking pretty good himself over the past 3 seasons. So I want you're 100% right. We have to be able to consistently have good offensive drives, and that's going to be a big part of it. But if they do, I think we could certainly be in the mix. We did a lot of work over the past 2 off seasons at least. Hopefully that all starts to formulate into a good football team. Vegas is Vanilla Thunder off the top of the cage. There you go, Mike. Hi,
There you go, Mike.
John says Bell, I guess. Mark Malone, yeah, crap. Would have to be Bell. These are guesses on the question of the day. Mark Malone says Dookie wasn't here long enough. Jen says can't wait. So the question once again, Vegas is going with the bus. Question of the day, guys. Which running back has the most receiving touchdowns in team history? I got different answers on the board, Mike. I got the bus. I got Le'Veon Bell. What are you guys thinking?
I'm going Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon Bell. Okay. Is this your final answer? Oh, you could change it. You didn't commit to the final answer.
See, Le'Veon Bell seems obvious. I'm going to go with Milwaukee Moore.
Milwaukee Moore. All right. Is this your final answer?
Yeah, I think I fucked up, brother, but I'm taking it.
All right, you have one more chance before I push the button.
No. It's like when I see that lot lizard, I'm laser focused in.
All right, Milwaukee Moore. All right, Milwaukee Moore. Derpy, I'm coming to you. Question of the day: which Steeler running back has the most receiving touchdowns in team history? Mike says Milwaukee Moore. On the board, I'm seeing Le'Veon Bell. On the board, I'm seeing Jerome Bettis. Derpy, who do you think has the most receiving touchdowns as a wide receiver, as a running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers in team history?
I'm going to go with the Super Bowl champion, Willie Parker.
Willie Parker. All right, interesting. Derpy, is that your final answer?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to lock Derpy into place. Derpy, you are locked into place. Guys, here it goes. Question of the day to round out the week. Which Steelers running back has the most receiving touchdowns in team history? Milwaukee Moore, Willie Parker, Le'Veon Bell, Jerome Bettis. I got to be honest; these are all great picks, guys. Great answers.
Watch it be Franco.
Great guesses. But the answer, guys, to the question of which Steeler running back has the most receiving touchdowns in team history would have to be Franco Harris.
I knew it.
Franco Harris, 30 receiving touchdowns, and that is the all-time leader by a Pittsburgh Steelers running back ever. Franco, the man, the myth, the legend, Franco Harris, guys. 30, that is crazy. A lot of touchdowns caught by a running back. That is wild. I don't know if I would have made that guess myself.
No, for a team that was always talked about, just run the ball. Run the ball. That's all we do around here is run the ball. You got 30 touchdowns from Franco and 2 Hall of Fame wide receivers and a Hall of Fame quarterback. Get around here and run the ball.
But the quarterback never gets credit for being a great quarterback. It seems to me like he threw a lot of touchdown passes. He threw a lot of interceptions, but he threw a lot of touchdown passes.
They canceled each other out, brother.
Yeah. That's why he's not considered a great one of the greatest in my opinion.
He's wasn't like a great regular season quarterback early in his career, but those latter years of his career when it finally clicked for him, you go back and watch those in the films and games from that era, he was on a different level, especially in the playoffs too. He's just a completely different animal.
The camera died.
Ooh, is we getting a wardrobe change there? What's he doing back there? It's kind of exciting.
All right, guys. It's that time of the day. We are going to give away today. We are going to give away to one lucky watcher, we're going to give this new 2 Dum Yinzers shirt. We've been received a couple free from the company, so I'm going to give some things away, guys. You ready for a question of the day? This is a bonus extra going into the weekend question of the day to wrap up the week. This is for this 2 Dum Yinzers t-shirt, guys. Here it is. It's an extra large. It'll look nice on anybody. Question to wrap up the week. Here we go. Everybody on the board is eligible to play. Which college football team is Derpy's favorite college football team? Which football team is Derpy's favorite college football team? For your chance to win, first one that comes up on the board with the answer, puts it on the board, does win this brand new 2 Dum Yinzers t-shirt. It's an extra large, never worn, right here. 2 Dum Yinzers on the board. Just the first person that could answer what is Derpy's favorite college football team. Mentioned many times on the show. If you could get that up there, you do win. This shirt will be sent out to you today, and hopefully you'll have it by the end of the weekend. Derpy, don't give away any hints, because we do have
a winner.
That's what I mean by don't give away any hints. I said, Derpy, don't give away any hints. He goes, oh, we got a winner. But is that it? Is that the team? I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know if it's not.
Let's let a couple people answer, Turf. But in fact, if it is the winner, Jen, you will be. If that is it, you will be the winner. But is that who we think it is? Who is Derpy's favorite college football team?
I mean, I have multiple favorite teams. So I mean,
yeah, but we know who your favorite team is. I do also want to say a couple other things, guys. The big competition is going to start soon. If you want to drop your name in the hat to be a contestant for Do You Have What It Takes to Become the new Dum Yinzer, stop by, drop an email at our email address, twodumyinzers@gmail. That's 2dumyinzers@gmail. And I spell it every time because it is spelled TWO, not the number 2 in our email address. So do drop that. You have through today. Get your entry in. We will be contacting people that do, and with details, and we will be moving forward with that next week. So, guys, we hope to see some more people join in at the last moment. It's going to be a lot of fun. So do drop your name and a contact number at 2dumyinzers@gmail. TWO dumyinzers@gmail. Also, guys, the Gooners will not be on tonight, but every Friday night at 9:30 they are scheduled to be on. Watch Finch, Tim, and Ryan talk about everything. I mean, everything. I thought his bit on the Myron Cope last week on how he created the terrible towel was classic.
That was great.
These guys, they leave me cracking up. I didn't get to watch live last week, but when I did go back and I watched it, it was hilarious stuff. I laughed the whole time, especially when doing the Myron Cope bit was great. Good stuff. Check out the Gooners every Friday at 9:30 p.m. I'm going to go ahead and take a look on the board here about some of these comments regarding the Derpy's favorite college team. John says Gonzaga. Gonzaga is John's pick. Jen says Mike is Penn State. Ryan is Pitt. That is 100% true. Vegas is probably North Texas because of Mean Joe or something goofy like Stephen F. Austin. Vegas says that. John says Gonzaga don't have a football team. And then Jen says she knows her guys. Guys, the question of the day is this. For this 2 Dum Yinzers t-shirt, brand new, never worn yet, upside down at the moment, extra large. It could be sent out to you today for the correct answer. What is Derpy's favorite college football team, guys? What is Derpy's favorite college football team? Mentioned many times on the show. You've just got another minute, and then we will give you the answer. Mike, also, one other thing I do want to say, my thing for rounding out the week, Wyndham Clark was banned from the Oakmont Country Club. Of course, you remember the U.S. Open was here in Pittsburgh last month. Golfer Wyndham Clark banned from the Oakmont Country Club for damaging a locker during the U.S. Open last month. Bro, you're literally in town for a short period of time. It's a high-profile thing. It's the U.S. Open. You're getting paid a lot of money. You found time to destroy something at the country club. There you go, everybody. Wyndham Clark barred from the Oakmont Country Club because he damaged a locker while briefly here playing golf.
What a baby.
Do what you want. And then there are also, guys, there is another bipartisan bill being pushed forward for the weed, Mike, the recreational weed.
Yeah.
It did get shut down about 2 weeks ago. Another bipartisan bill is getting pushed. So they're pushing. And we cannot. What are we, 5? If somebody wants to smoke weed after a hard day of work, leave them alone. Leave them alone. Fuck. John says, Derp, you look like an Oregon guy. And then Sticky B says, I can see Derpy being an Oregon. Okay, all right. Oregon, not too bad. Not too bad of a guess. Jen says, I got to order my Listens shirt soon. That's a sharp-looking shirt, I got to be honest with you. Vegas says, Derpy sounds like he was the backup water boy and captain of the debate team.
That's comment of the day.
All right, guys. So here you go. Here comes the answer. This is the question for the extra. This is for the extra question of the day for the 2 Dum Yinzers t-shirt. Going out today in the mail. This is going out to somebody on the board who may or may not have got the correct answer. The question of the day is this, guys. Which is Derpy's favorite college football team?
Should I answer?
Derpy, I got Oregon on the board. I got Gonzaga, who doesn't even have a football team. Ohio State. North Texas, crazy things like this. Derpy, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody who your favorite college football team is?
My favorite college football team is the Ohio State Buckeyes.
There you go, Jen. Congratulations. I got to be honest with you. Jen is great at trivia on this show. When it comes to winning things, Jen, nobody's better.
Right.
Nobody has been better at winning things on the show as for when it comes to trivia on the show. Congratulations, Jen. We will have this sent out to you ASAP. You should be getting it soon and have it ready for the start of camp next week, and certainly ready for the Steelers season upcoming. John says Derpy's chess club. Derpy's chess club name was Lunch Money. Vegas says what did he do? Carve his who? Maybe he was angry or
Maybe he was drunk.
He kicked in their like the lockers and stuff in the locker room, destroyed it, and they told him pay for the damages, bro, and you could come back, and he hasn't paid for them.
That's what I'm saying.
You're an adult. When you're an adult, you act irrational, and then people give you the opportunity to make up for it. You do it. You go, hey, I've heated the moment. Here, I'm going to pay for it. Here's some extra. I'm sorry. No.
Here's the thing, Mike. He's a golfer. These people are supposed to be high class. I mean, their matches are country clubs. People like you and myself aren't even allowed in country clubs. These people go to country clubs. It's a high profile, high class situation. You got your collared shirt and your khakis. This guy goes in there and he goes in and starts destroying shit. What a dick is all I gotta say. This is let me see. I want to make sure his name is Wyndham Clark. Wyndham Clark, not allowed back in Pittsburgh's country club.
Who names their kid Wyndham?
Exactly. Well,
That's
apparently
the first.
Well, what was a I guess that was Barry Windham, right? Mike the wrestler.
Yeah.
His last name.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what? What a dick. Again, who does that? I mean, that's something we all did in high school. But I mean, we weren't in professional golf outings. Anyway, it be what it be. Again, another bipartisan weed bill being passed along. Hopefully, this one could finally pass. I feel like I'm 9 years old, and Pennsylvania tells me that I can't take the edge off at the end of a hard, long day. I think it's bullshit. If alcohol is legal, weed should certainly be legal. That's just my opinion. Guys, the winner of the day, of course, for the free shirt is Jen. You're welcome, Jen. Thank you.
Congratulations,
as
Jen.
always. Jamal's saying Buckeye for life. She's also saying woohoo. TJ Watt signs, and I win a shirt. Life is good. Life is good, Jen, and we are just less than away from camp. Less than a week away from camp, guys. It will be here before you know it. We will be back on Monday, first thing, to kick off camp week. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. I hope to see everybody back then. First, I do want to say thank you to everybody for coming and hanging out, checking us out, and participating in today's show. We certainly appreciate each and every one of you. We truly, honestly do. We wouldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. I want to say thank you to everybody on the board. You guys always keep things interesting here on the show. No two ways about that. You are the best board on the internet. I've never seen a board better. You guys are great. And I do want to say thank you to everybody at home, anybody who's listening in the gym, in the car, at work, maybe at home, just watching on your big screen TV. Thank you as well. If you haven't had a chance, go check out any of our social media pages on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads. You could go and check out any of these sites and like, subscribe, follow, all that kind of fun stuff. And also, Mike, what am I forgetting?
My news.
Oh, yeah, and Derpy. And don't forget to go check out Derpy over at Derpy Entertainment. You can see Derpy's takes on the new Superman movie that just comes out. I got to be honest with you. Derpy got some pretty good takes. I do go check out his show, and I see a lot of them. And Derpy, I gotta be honest with you. You've certainly improved a lot in your presentation and your the way that you put your show out there. I want to congratulate you. You've come a long way. And I think that your show is very insightful. I do learn a lot. I'm not a superhero guy, but for what it is, I certainly learned about Superman from Derpy. So do go check him out. He does often put up kind of like pop episodes, Derpy. Wouldn't you say? Where just kind of randomly he'll put out his thoughts on a movie. Cool stuff. Go check it out over at Derpy Entertainment.
I have other news too.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I hit 100 subs on YouTube.
Congratulations. Derpy hit 100 subs on YouTube on his YouTube channel. Go check out Derpy Entertainment right here on YouTube. Guys, go check him out. Congratulations, Derpy.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Mike. Anything else?
I really feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, I don't know. Mike, anything before we do get ready to wrap it up, brother?
Oh yeah, man. I'm on the X, and man, I got Pittsburgh media.
Oh, yeah, what happened, Mike? You're fighting with somebody right now.
I'm fighting with them, man, because I dared to say, TJ's, playoff performance isn't great, and then one guy just keeps doubling down on that one play against Kansas City. It's like, I need some more. Then he brought up, well, maybe a Big Ben, and I said, yeah, Big Ben had to shoulder his blame. Kind of like TJ Watt got to shoulder his blame. Everyone's to blame. I like I told him, I treat everyone, all my star players, to the same standard, and I'm not afraid to criticize my star players, even if I like them. That's not welcome here in Pittsburgh anymore. Winning playoff games don't matter no more, apparently, to the Pittsburgh media. I got Josh Yohe on my side. Surprisingly.
Who you fighting with?
Mark Kaboly and Chris Carter. Chris Carter and I went back and forth. I like Chris Carter. I think he's really good at what he does. But my God, man, we were going back and forth, brother.
All right, man. Give him hell. That's all I can tell you to do, brother. Keep up the good work. As always, gentlemen, always great. You guys always are awesome. Just let me grab a couple more of these, Mike, and we are going to go for the day. John says, Ryan, you could get into the country club by wearing a Cleveland Steamer carpet cleaner outfit. John, the ideas on this guy today, right?
I know some lady. I'll give you a call.
He's a patent a minute. Vegas says if he went to public school, he would fight every single day if his real name got out. Derpy, who am I?
Wyndham.
Wyndham. A fucking nerd. Derpy is not a puppy anymore. That's right, Derpy. You're nuts dropped finally.
Yes,
Derpy,
thank you.
Derpy's nuts, everybody. Mark Malone says check out the home produced movie Super Midget 2.
Super Midget 2.
Derpy got a lot of them. He has them locked up in the basement.
Happy Friday to you too, Sticky. Always appreciated. My friend John, 99 of the subs that Derpy has are on Peach's client list. Mike, why don't you get up the Peach's song? We'll rock out with that on the way out today. Let me finish up these.
I can dig that.
And Mike will get that ready.
Remember, I will be at training camp as Superman. So if you see me,
we're going to get into that greatly next week, brother, because this is going to be big. Derpy at training camp in his Superman cape. Next week, we're going to have live video. We'll be into that.
August 2nd.
It's a Saturday, but again, we're either going to pull a live or put it up on the following Monday. But yes, we will talk about all that next week and a lot more heading into camp. Vegas says I have 17 subs for some reason. For some unknown reason, I have made a video in like a decade when we had Freddie Banks on. Jen says I have a hard time listening to Chris Carter. Yeah, Mike's fighting hardcore with him today, I guess. MK looks like the gopher on Caddyshack. And there you go. All right. So I think we got everything, guys. I do want to say thank you so much to everybody once again. I hope everybody has a safe and an amazing weekend. I don't know where you are in this country. Everything is going on in this world right now. I don't know where the hell you are, where everybody is, but please stay safe wherever you may be. The weather's crazy. Things are crazy. The world is crazy around us. We hope to see everybody back first thing on Monday when we come back to get back into it full time, guys. We'll be back to get ready to get camp started next week. Do hit the like, hit the subscribe button before you take off if you haven't had a chance. For Derpy, for Mike and the Steelers,
Mobile Studio,
and that, for myself, the two Dum Yinzers, have a great Saturday. We'll see everybody on Monday. Bye-bye.
Clicking through the alleyways, whiskey roofers and smoky haze, Fanny laughs while Peaches spins.